the program featuring the news and interests of the African American community. Here's your host, Sandra Bookman.
Selling It in the ATL is a reality show that follows the careers and lives of several female real estate agents in Atlanta. One of them, Gwen Boyd Moss, is hoping to use her visibility on the show to reveal her struggles as a single mother juggling a career and raising a son who's been diagnosed with autism and schizophrenia. Here's a clip from the show.
Justin was diagnosed with autism at age 3, and when Justin was younger, he was very severe. And being a single mom and having a child with a disability, I had to go through so much with him.
Okay, so, well, it's good to see you. I just want to follow up and see how things are going. Justin, have you been feeling okay recently?
Yeah.
Justin, do you understand what it is that you have?
I forget.
You forgot, okay. Well, you have what's called autism, right?
Yeah.
Justin operates on a second grade level. So to some degree, I mean, we have to remind Justin of his disability.
Joining us this afternoon is real estate agent, mom, and author, Gwendolyn Boyd Moss. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
You have got your hands full.
Yeah, and my plate is full.
Now, I read before that you weren't, at first, not necessarily interested in doing reality TV.
Not so much in the beginning. I mean, you know, reality TV has, you know, kind of gotten a little bit of a label, a negative label, but, you know, when WeTV presented this opportunity of showing women in their professions, I thought, okay, this may work. I mean, my daytime job is a real estate agent. It'll boom my business, and I can also platform some of the other things that I'm really, really passionate about. So,
and you're obviously your kids.
Yes.
And really, you say your daytime job, that's just, the real estate is really one of your daytime jobs.
It's one of my daytime jobs.
Because I think you're working as a mother all the time.
Yes.
You have your oldest son, JoJo.
Yes.
He was diagnosed, he's autistic and schizophrenic.
Yes.
So what does that mean?
Well, he was diagnosed initially with autism at age 3. He didn't talk until he was almost about 9 years old. And then he had a brain cyst. And at about age 14, shortly after the brain cyst, I started noticing some other characteristics. And a lot of times I think when you have a child that's dual diagnosed, you kind of put a couple of things under the same umbrella as the autism because it resembles it. So I thought he was mimicking, but he was actually hearing voices. And it really, I would have to say the schizophrenia was way more worse of an encounter than I've ever had with the autism. So because of that, you know, and just my experiences and my highs and my lows, and, you know, I still go through them. I don't say that I've persevered necessarily through everything, because every day is a different day, so you don't know when you're going to have, you know, that moment where they digress. And so
and you want to, you're using your show to share some of that with other people. Why do you think it's important that they see how you navigate through your life, how you raise your children? You have 2 other sons, neither of them diagnosed with mental illnesses. Why do you think it's important for people to see that?
Well, I'll tell you, I think it's important that anything that you go through, that you can make it through, that it's not just about you, that it is about somebody else. And, you know, granted, this is a huge platform for me, and for somebody else, it may be something even simpler at home. But I think that if you make it through something, you never know what conversation you may have with someone that day, that they may be going through the very same thing, and that gives them that extra whatever they need to make it through. And so I think for me, you know, mental health is obviously a big, big deal, and we talk about it, but we don't talk about it enough. We talk about it when we have an incident that occurs, when we have a shooting in a movie theater or a shooting at school, and then it goes away. And so I think it's important. There's really not a lot of people out there. It's not, I think, as embraced in the mainstream TV shows. To show.
And this is reality.
Yes, it is reality.
And, you know, how much has it affect raising the other 2 boys?
Well, you know, I will say this about the other 2. They're great. And I tell other parents this all the time. I go out and I speak to other parents, and I talk about when you have siblings, which is where this first book kind of came about, because it was actually through the eyes of my younger son, Brandon, and how he saw Justin and his disability. And I think it's important when you have siblings, because obviously the child with the mental illness can take up a lot of your time. They can stop you from going to events. You can be at a game and all of a sudden they have a meltdown, and of course you have to leave, and it can form some resentment for the other children. So with my children, I incorporated them in everything. I helped them to celebrate Justin's milestones. I gave them opportunities to teach Justin things. So even though Justin has autism, now Justin will tell you what he has to wear, what teenagers wear, what songs they listen to, and that comes from them, and they enjoy seeing him be who they think they've created him to be.
And they love their brother.
They love their brother.
Now this book, it's called My Big Brother Jojo and His Friends Schizophrenia.
Yes.
It is just the first in, I think, a series of books.
It is.
That you are planning to introduce children to various forms of mental illness.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about your plans for this series.
So this one, yes, of course, is the first one, and we chose to do this one because Brandon was the one that actually came up with the idea. And the other ones, it's a 4-book series, My Special Friends, and it's Mr. Autism, Can Andrew Come Play? The Bipolar Bandit Has Captured Ben, and one of my favorites, Angelina and the ADHD Fairy.
Okay.
So the series itself, the reason why I decided to do it is that, you know, through years of watching Justin interact with his peers and the lack of interaction that they chose with him, I thought, you know, it's very important to create something, you know, something that's descriptive but delicate that could be used as a teachable tool to help younger children understand their peers that have mental illness. That way, if Ben throws a chair in the room, then we know Ben has bipolar. And it also can help with bullying. I mean, bullying is a big deal, just with if you're different, and I think it will definitely help out.
And one last question before I let you go. Have you had viewers ask you about, you know, the issue of dealing with their children, and so in a way you're getting that feedback that what you're doing is the right thing?
Definitely. You know, I would have to say this is therapeutic for me also, because, you know, I'm a person, I think Justin has made me so busy, I have to keep busy, but I get messages through Instagram, Facebook, people tweeting and just saying, you know, I'm so glad that they're showing this on a reality TV show. I'm so glad that they're showing positive things, and a mother that's really doing something with her kids and doing something in the mental health community. And they're excited about the things that I'm planning on doing that will assist other families.
All right. Gwendolyn Boyd Moss, a pleasure to meet you. Best of luck to you.
Pleasure to meet you, too. Thank you.